Hello traders, day trader Matt here, eminitradingpit.com, and today I wanted to do a recap of the trading room. Now today was the first day that we've actually traded inside the trading room for the month of October. So let's get into it. I'm getting back from COVID and I think my voice sounds pretty good, but I'm still not 100%. I'm probably more like 85, 90%. Which is totally fine. I felt like I could trade today, and you can see from the stats I actually did okay. I had 3 trades in total. All of them were successful and ended up pulling 36.75 points out of the market. That's pretty good. That's really good for one day, and 36 points is phenomenal for a week. For one day it is exceptional. So here's what we did on the day. Price did gap down pretty well, and it kind of, went a little sideways right off the open, which is very interesting. So I basically watched it run up, watched it come down, and then kind of just kept an eye on it for a little bit. Watched it run up here, watched it come down, and then I got long. I got long down here at 66 quarters or 37.66 quarters if you prefer the full number. In the trading room, I always do the last few numbers just because it's easier and faster and takes less time. In these recap videos, you don't really have to, time is not a factor. So anyway, got long down here, took partial profits at 2 points. That's what I do, partial at 2 points, and then you just ride the next part up if you can. And what I did is I wrote it up, and I decided I wanted to be short at 72, and that meant I will take my entry long off the table, and then I will get short. So that's what I did at 37.72. So I took my long off the table, basically exited that trade, and then got short a new trade at 37.72. Took partial profits off of that at 37.70, which is 2 points. And then I rode my stop down a little bit and ended up getting taken out right over here at 37.68. So that was the first 2 trades, and that's totally fine. And then I kind of just waited for a little bit, watching price, and then I got short at 10:01, and that would have been down here actually. So price did run down, and then it started to come back up, and when it came back up, I already had my order in. I had my order in from like down here, and then it started to come up. And this is where sometimes it doesn't always get to your order and it's a no fill, which is fine. I would rather have a no fill than a stop out. Call me crazy, but I would rather have a no fill than a stop out, because a stop out means you're giving money back to the market. A no fill means nothing's happened. You did a couple more exercises with your fingers than otherwise you could have, I guess. But anyway, I had a short up here at 37.61. Price came up a little bit higher. Looks like 61.75, and then it did start to roll over. So I took partial off on that initial move, 2 point partial, which is what I do. And then I moved my stop down a little bit as price came down and just waited. Price made another move down here, came up, stayed below this high, made another quick move down, and then another move down after that. And this is when I moved my stop down and got taken out over here. So I had my stop up here, price kept coming down, moved my stop down again, price kept coming down, and as it made a low here, I decided, okay, well, I'm moving my stop down, and I came down to 37.42. This is where I moved my stop, because if this right here was going to get really weak, it should not have gotten back above 38.5. And just to give it a little bit of room, I decided I'm going to place it above 41.75, which is 42, or 37.42 to say the whole number. Anyway, price did come up here. It did take me out at 42, right in here, which is totally fine. That gave me 3 trades for 36 3/4 points, which is awesome. I'll take that every single day. That's unbelievable. After that, I kind of watch things a little bit. I talk about what I'm seeing as far as like the full market is concerned. In the trading room, usually in the morning time, I'll look at a larger chart and talk about what I'm expecting, what I'm looking for, and what can play out. Then we go into the markets and trade. And then after I'm done trading, sometimes in the middle of trading, like if I'm not in a trade and I don't see one, I'll pop out to the larger chart and see where it's at. Then we'll pop back down to the smaller chart. Well, when I'm done trading, which I don't think I knew I was done trading here, but I had a good inclination that this could have been it. So I jump out to the larger time frame, talk about what I'm seeing, and then we jump back down and basically close the room right in this region here. Because in reality, what you do is you go in, you do as well as you can, and then you get out. You don't have to stay. Like if you have a job and that job doesn't end until 12 p.m., then you kind of have to stay there till 12 p.m., right? Because it's a job. You work for someone else and they dictate the rules. Whereas if you're working for yourself, you make the rules. You're the one that calls the shots. So it's very important that you do work from the same time every single day. I think that's very important. But you don't necessarily have to close at the same time every day. You can leave early. It depends on what the market's doing, what it's given to you, and what you've already done in the markets. So hopefully that makes sense. I see too often, people saying, "Oh, I have a profit target of this." Okay, well that's good, but is that realistic, right? Because our trade setups, we know that through our trade setups, that over a month, 6 months, 12 months, we know where our P&L should be as far as with our setups and everything. We have a good idea. But every single day, predicting how much you're going to make every single day, it seems more limiting and disastrous than anything else. Like let's say I need to make 8 points a day. What happens when you only make 6? What happens when you make -8? That can just be detrimental to your psyche. So that's why I think having a limit, it makes sense in your plan, but it doesn't make sense in something that you want to happen. So you can say over 6 months, I should average this, 8 points per day. Okay, that's great. But saying that you want to make that, and once you make that, you're going to quit. Well, what happens when you make 36 points a day? What's going to happen then? That's why I think having limitations on yourself just doesn't make sense. It's like a big thing of fear on your back saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. I think the best way is take the blinders off and just trade. So, I know I was talking to a guy about that earlier, and I just wanted to throw that into the video because I think it's super, super important. As humans, we like to measure things, and we like to have things laid out for us. You lay out your clothes the night before, so that way you have your clothes that morning. Or what points you have to say in this meeting. Well, trading is counterintuitive to all of that. It really, as you know, the human instinct makes sense to me. I understand it. But as far as implementing it, I really don't like it because, trading is more about, you have your setups and you know what you're going to be around in the next 6 months to 12 months in that pattern, in that all those numbers that you plugged in, your risk, um, your position size. My apologies about that. COVID brain, it is what it is. You drink a bunch of water, and when you don't, sometimes your brain does that. But anyway, hopefully you did get something out of the video. I know I probably rambled quite a bit, and I think it was needed. So anyway, this is what we did on the day: 36 and 75 points, 36 and 3/4 points. Very, very good. If you are part of the trading room, thank you for being part of it. Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for allowing me to take some days off and to really recover. And, to be able to come back like this makes me feel great. And I feel better when someone else tells me that they made a good profit than when I made a good profit, because I've been doing this for a long time. I know how it goes. But when someone else tells me, I feel really good because I feel like I had a help. I had help in that. Like I was able to help somewhat, even if it's just a little bit, it makes me feel good. So I do appreciate that. So with that, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, you can always throw them in the comment section below. You can also email me. There'll be a link to my website down below, and you can reach me on there. So with that, thanks for watching. Click the like if you enjoyed it. Click the bell notification to hear more if you enjoy listening to me. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the markets. Take care.